Welcome to Job Sharing and Beyond, the Future of Work podcast that goes beyond the traditional 9 to 5. I am Karen Tischler, speaker, consultant, and host of the show, where we hear from global experts every other week to discover innovative solutions and tips on how to remain a relevant employer in the future. Hello, everyone. I really appreciated today's conversation with Melanie Belitza on my LinkedIn Live conversations. This follow-up with Melanie was based on the episode she and I had recorded late last year. And Melanie Belitza, for people who have not listened to our previous episode before, is the head of technical documentation and training at an international systems mobility company. And in the past year, she has been working part-time. And in her case, part-time meant a 4-day work week. So in today's follow-up, I was talking with her what it has been like to go through that experience and what she is doing today as far as her work method. And then we were also talking about the fact that currently there are so many successfully implemented either pilots or tests going on around the world related to 4-day work week in Iceland, and Spain is trying a pilot. So it's really interesting to hear her perspective and also to learn more about suggestions and ideas she has had, as well as, tested and implemented to ensure that the 4-day work week was working well for her. We also touched on the part-time blog parade that Melanie had created. Basically, nearly 20 professionals wrote about their type of part-time work, and Melanie then analyzed it and looked if there were any type of categories why people were doing part-time, which was very interesting. And then also, since we last talked, Melanie had the opportunity to write a chapter in Doppelspitze's book, Rethinking HR, that I talked about with Doppelspitze a few weeks ago in our episode. So now, without further ado, here is our conversation. Hello, Melanie.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you and see you again. I'm so appreciative that you're here today and that we can talk more about flexible work. And for people who do not know you yet, Melanie, could you share, could you introduce yourself in 5 facts as, according to the working out loud method? Because I thought that's such a good way to do that.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for the invitation. And hello, everybody. I'm Melanie. And since it's dinner time in my time zone currently, I will start with the fact that I like good food from all over the world. And that's one reason why I like to live in the city, because there are so many possibilities to go out to eat or to order some food. And by the way, the city where I live is Mönchengladbach. But I also like to be in the nature or in the mountains. There I relax directly. And my current project is that I'm converting, together with my boyfriend, a van into a camper. And we are almost finished. There are a few things to do, but we can already use the camper. And I'm really looking forward to future travels. And as final fact, I like people, getting to know exciting personalities, meeting family and friends, and also working with people is very important for me.
Thank you so much, Melanie. And also welcome to anybody who is watching us. And if you could share where you are watching us from in the comments, that would be really great. And now, Melanie, you were a guest on my podcast show, Job Sharing and Beyond, last year. Now, could you tell our listeners, you were at that time finishing an experiment at your organization by leading in a part-time, in a 4-day week method. So could you tell us what has happened since? And are you still working in a 4-day work week?
Sure. Yeah, already during my experiment last year, I have included regular feedback sessions with my team and also with my supervisor, yeah, to clarify if this model works for everybody, if anybody or everybody is getting what they need, and also what can, yeah, be improved in the way we work together. And yeah, I also took some time for myself to reflect. Yeah, how does it feel to work part-time and in a 4-day week? And yeah, is that the way I want to work and live? And yeah, also, of course, how can I organize my time even better? And yeah, based on all this experiences and learnings, yeah, my experiment, yeah, get better and better over time, and yeah, we improved, and so the result was obvious in the end that leading part-time really works, and yeah, that it's just a question of priorities and organization. And so, yes, part-time is now my current life and work model, and I'm still working in a 4-day week. Yeah, with Wednesdays off, the day I use just for me for learning and personal development.
That is so interesting. And now, obviously, now we've got examples where there was a successful experiment of the 4-day week in Iceland. There is a pilot in Spain, and more we hear about it. So, what I find interesting is because you've been the first one in your organization. So now, do you have thoughts and tips for people based on that experiment of yours if they wanted to do that?
Yeah, first of all, for me, it's great to see all these pilots, yeah, like in Iceland, especially with so many participants. And yeah, they created validated results, and yeah, really show that the 4-day week could be a success, and that there are very good arguments for this model. And yeah, when I see yeah, their results, and yeah, I find a lot of connecting points to my own personal experience. Yeah, I could share. For example, yeah, in keeping and increasing productivity, even if there is less time. I'm also doing still the same role as in full time. But yeah, this less time is a good reason and also a driver for optimization. Yeah, and to use this to reflect how the left time can be used in, yeah, a meaningful and effective way. Um, there, my starting points were meetings. Yeah, since I have a 4-day week, I question really every meeting I'm invited to. Yeah, first of all, can I add value to this meeting? Is there any value for me? Yeah, does it make sense for others and also me to attend? Or yeah, am I the right participant for this meeting, or am I just there to pass afterwards information into my team, but then the work is done in another way? So maybe it would make sense that the team member who will do the work will participate directly. Or yeah, when more people from a team or our team are invited, the question is, do we all need to participate? And yeah, this is kind of magic, because when you do that, it's unbelievable how many extra work time you get only because you are not attending every meeting you are invited to it. yeah, it really worth it to question this. And yeah, maybe also regardless of the topic 4 days a week, this could be a hint for daily work. Yeah, I could highly recommend.
That is
Or yeah, sorry.
no, that's awesome. I really like, yes, yes, yes. Good point. And please go on.
Yeah, and also when we talk about processes, even the simplest process could be full of potential when you question it. For example, yeah, do I really need to approve everything? Is there a way to combine approvals, yeah, to save time? Or when it comes to self-responsibility in the team, do I really have to be involved in daily issues? Or does it make sense that colleagues from other departments are going directly to the experts and, yeah, instead of the team lead? And isn't it enough to be involved when, yeah, it's really needed, like in escalation or priority conflicts? So yeah, also um, on this way, there is potential to find time and to be more effective. And second point, where I see connection points in this pilot, is that I can completely underline the fact that work-life balance has improved a lot. Since I have been working part-time, I'm much happier and more balanced. And yeah, also very thankful to the company I'm working for the opportunity to live and work in this way. And yeah, that I have 1 day a week just for me. Focus on reading a book, listening to a podcast, writing on my for my blog. Yeah, this is by the way something after the summer where I really should be more active. But yeah, there's also exchange with people in my network, and all this is very valuable. And this is how I bring new thoughts and ideas into my work, which also, yeah, is a value for the company I'm working for. And yeah, beyond my own example, I think that balance is an important aspect today, and people want and need time for their families, for further development, or for a time intensive hobby or, yeah, projects besides their job. And yeah, a day off could be used meaningful and could bring a lot of benefits, yeah, for people, for our society, but also for organization and companies.
That is so excellent. And you're bringing up such a good point with the cross pollination, that whatever you're doing outside of work might then help your work and vice versa. And so I think that's something in my mind that often is underestimated, the transferable skills going both directions. And now you have alluded to your blog already. And when we were talking last year in our podcast episode, you had put together a, like in German, it's called Teilzeit Blogparade. And now in English, it's basically a part-time blog parade where you invited other people to share their own experiences of a form of part-time. So could you tell our listeners a little bit the highlights of that, blog parade you put together?
Yeah, I think first of all, blog parades as well as open discussion of results like this pilots we talked before are really important to start this discussion about part-time and 4-day week, because there are so many stereotypes and criticism around. And yeah, that was also the idea of this blog parade. And after the blog parade, there were 22 interviews following where I asked the authors for more details, yeah, to make it really visible, and to really show success stories, and yeah, to really show that new life and work models are, yeah, very diverse. And We cannot separate work and life nowadays, and as diverse as life is, so are these models. And the articles of this parade, as well as the interviews, invite us to reflect on the value of time and the balance between different areas of life, and also how we combine that with our jobs. And also the advantages which result from individual models, as well as the way how this could be successfully implemented in daily work, are part of these articles, and show how important this topic is and how much potential is behind, again, for us, for our society, and for organization and companies.
Yeah, I just think, I was so appreciative that you put this together, because just reading the different, articles of people, and all the different backgrounds and reasons why they decided to work, not a typical 9 to 5. And now, I had a recent podcast guest, Doppelspitze, which, for people who don't know them, it's Julia Collard and Sven Schnitzler on my podcast. And now you are part of the book that they have recently published called Rethinking HR. And so could you share a bit what your article was, or your chapter was, in that book?
Yeah, your podcast episode is still on my to-do list, but it's on the top, and I'm really looking forward to listen to it. And maybe briefly to the background, based on a question on Twitter, which books about the future of HR are recommended. Doppelspitze asked if we want to write this book ourselves. Because of current time. And this was the beginning of Doppelspitze's book project named Rethinking HR. And over 40 authors have written an article about their perspective. At this point, hi, and many thanks again to Doppelspitze. And in my essay, I described an internal initiative that brings new ideas and suggestions into the organization as base for innovation and development. And this process starts with identifying internal needs, such as current issues and challenges, as well as trends outside the company that should be observed. And based on that, a research for potential solutions starts. And after a detailed evaluation and preparation of the results, a selection will be made, and a concrete offer will be the result in the end. And the process is described in detail, as well as the potential behind the initiative, and the general conditions for it.
That sounds really, really interesting. Thank you so much for sharing. And if anybody hasn't listened to that episode with Doppelspitze, yes, I highly recommend, as I recommend listening to our previous conversation that Melanie and I had last year, where Melanie shared even more details about her blog parade and the articles people submitted. And yes, so now I'm looking at the time, and I'm trying, I'd like to ask you a few additional questions. And like, one of them is, what is a favorite book of yours?
To be honest, my favorite book is my calendar.
That's awesome.
Which is a book and not digital. It has all the structure and planning in that I need, and it's always with me and around me. So my favorite calendar is my favorite book.
That's awesome. And now do you have a favorite color, and why?
one is green. Green is always a good mood color, and it's the color of hope. So yeah, I like it a lot, and I also see it in nature. So green is my favorite color.
And as we are talking, on the screen, I have green here too, besides purple. That's my favorite. And the last question, Melanie, is if you could teleport anywhere, whether that's time-wise or location-wise, where would you go and why?
Yeah, I think I choose a location, and that would be Costa Rica. Yeah, a travel to Costa Rica was planned before the pandemic started, and I have heard so many good things about the breathtaking nature, so that I really want to go there and see it myself.
Yeah, I hope 2022 that things will hopefully improve. That's really my hope. And yeah, in my case, I look forward to coming back to Germany. And on this note, I just wanted to say thank you so much, Melanie, for having this interview with me in English. Now, I don't know, is that your first English live interview?
Yes.
So that's amazing because, like, here is Melanie who had her first podcast visit in English on my show, and now she was giving me the opportunity to interview her live in English, and I so appreciate it because I know it is sometimes not easy to speak in a foreign language, especially live. So this is just awesome, and you've inspired me. My Spanish isn't great, but I really would love to one day be on a Spanish podcast because I would love to be able to share knowledge I have with people who may not be able to speak English. So I really am super appreciative, Melanie, that you took the time and to be here to share your knowledge with the world. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you as well. It's always great to see you, and yeah, the challenge is always accepted.
Thank you. Thank you so much for listening to the show. We hope you gained valuable insights and new ideas. To keep listening to future episodes, please head over to iTunes or your favorite player and subscribe and give it a rating. We would very much appreciate a review and for you to share it on social media, so more people can start innovating in how they offer employment. Until the next time, goodbye!